Whoa!
Welcome back, everybody. We just got to the next bonfire at the high wall of Lothric. So once you light that, if you come over to the other side from where you first went up the stairs, there's an item right in front of you. Some nice upgrade material. Come back down the stairs you just came from. Oh, never rested at the bonfire. And stop before walking straight in because the Lothric knight that's patrolling the area needs to leave. But you can come up, hold your guard up because he's going to start throwing stuff at you and take some swipes at you. Just hit him a couple of times. And now we can slowly walk out on this high beam for an item. Notice the enemy underneath us. Get some fire bombs. And then you can plunge on top of this guy. But be careful of the second hollow bandit. Wait for him to strike, and then take him out. Then we're gonna leave this way. And immediately go to the right. Trigger a hollow to climb over the edge. And as he's being hit, a second hollow will climb up the ladder. Ran out of stamina. Then turn around, and if you look to the left of the door we just came through, there's an item. Remember to be saving up your souls. And take those two out for some free ones. And up here we have another pus of man that's waiting to burst forth from one of the hollows. It's that one who's got his hands... There's a hollow with his hands up and he's got his back turned towards you. And right in front of him is the one that's going to transform. So you can either do one of two things. You can run up and hit him. I think it takes 2 hits with the deep battle axe to kill him. And you should be able to get rid of him before he transforms if you're quick enough. Or you can wait for him to transform, take a few steps back and pelt him with fireballs. And you'll get more souls and some upgrade materials. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and switch to our pyromancy flame. It's this one right here in the middle. Back up because he's going to burst forth. And then we can start pelting him. Way back for that exact reason. And we get rid of him. And there's an Ember and a Titanite Shark. Then we can pick up the fire bombs on the roof, take care of any other hollows that weren't killed by the pus. Those free souls. And then we're gonna walk to the other side of the roof, try to stay to the left because there's an enemy that starts fleeing the minute it sees you. And we want to kill it. So, if you go this way, there's a crystal lizard right there. Lock onto him and he's gonna start running away. Try to get him into a corner as you hit him. And they don't respawn, but always drop really good upgrade materials. In this case, a raw gem, which is used for infusions. We're going to save all of our gems. There's some shards we're going to be selling, but there's an achievement for using every type of infusion. So let's keep those. And now we're going to climb down this ladder, but if you look in the distance there, you'll see a hollow that's going to start shooting flaming arrows at you. So when you reach the bottom, you want to turn around, immediately raise your shield, and maybe even start moving to the left and to the right. We're going to rush him, hit him twice, and then immediately dodge because at the end of the balcony to the left of him is another hollow that's shooting flaming arrows. We're going to rush him and hit him twice and then dodge backwards yet again because as you approach him, 2 hollows are going to climb over the edge of the balcony. So here we go. Hold the run button as you're climbing ladders to slide down, turn around, lock on, walk up, hit twice, dodge. Oh, didn't time it right. Walk up, hit twice, turn around. So you hit, take care of them. Then, don't worry about that. You can come down this roof area here to look out on a courtyard with a very daunting enemy walking around. There he is. But you can grab these black fire bombs. Turn back around, and now we're going to go inside this building. So, as we approach the door on the other side of this building, a spear-wielding Hollow Knight, or excuse me, Lothric Knight is going to emerge. Those guys are tough, so we're going to want to use fireballs to take care of him. So come up, and we want to dodge through these tables to give us some room to dodge. But here he comes, so go ahead and start pelting him. Don't worry if he holds his shield, because if you hit him with a second fireball, ow, he drops his shield. Just keep your distance, keep pelting him. Dodge if he gets too close. And you will be able to take care of him. Did he drop anything? Nope. In the corner here is an item. Switch back over to your axe. In here there's an enemy that's going to shoot fire, but there's a siren hollow directly on the other side of this wall. So we want to jump in, hit that hollow until he dies, and then immediately dodge. I think again it takes 2 swings. Dodge. Then climb up here. Hit him. Sweet. And then to the left here is another hollow. So you come in, turn right, or to the right, not to the left. Raise up the shield. Get rid of that guy. Over here is a Titanite shard. Oh, this guy dropped something too. Broken straight sword. And there's an item in this corpse in the jar right here, but there's an enemy right behind him. So just start swinging. You'll take care of that guy. And get this item. An Undead Hunter Charm, which, if I recall, blocks healing at whoever you throw it to. You can either keep those to use during the NPC fights, because a lot of them have a couple of Estus Flask charges themselves, or you can go ahead and sell them. Speaking of which, let me go and heal up. Alright, and now we'll move into this room. This room's got some secrets. First of which being a hollow directly to the left, waiting to ambush you. So go ahead and get rid of him. He will always come out swinging, so just make sure you have your sword up, or shield up. And in that room, if you break these boxes, there's an item. Which is actually going to be our #1 main weapon for almost the entire game. After we do some upgrades to it, of course. So then come down, and before going down the stairs to the main floor, turn to the right. Come down this balcony, there's a chest and a hollow. And then there's another hollow right here. We want to take care of him before going down to the main floor, because he will stand up here and throw firebombs at you from above if you don't. Come back to the chest, and you get another item that we're going to use for the majority of this playthrough. The Silver Eagle Kite Shield. It's the first, smallest, and easiest shield with 100% physical absorption in the game. So go ahead and equip that. And now we have a shield that can guard everything. Every physical attack. Come this way and we want to pull this dog. Have him come up the stairs. And then there's 2 axe-wielding hollows there, and a 3rd spear-wielding one there. So we want to pull these one at a time. So wait for the 2 hollows there to turn around and start going in the other direction. And then we're going to try to pull this guy. And we're going to try to pull him back up the stairs. There we go. Come on. He thinks he can reach me from down there. Well, if he works his way there, I can get a drop on him, I guess. There we go. And now I like to wait for the spear wielder to work his way back down the corridor there. Try to get this axe hollow instead. Come on. They're easy to get around to get a critical strike on. Nice, fully charged heavy attack there. So now let's take care of the spear wielder. He's got a lot more range, but it's equally easy to get around. And now we can start looting the area, starting with down these stairs where there's another dog. So rush him. You can usually get to him before he charges at you. And grab the cell key, which we will use momentarily. Come back up here, and on this anvil or table or altar is a lovely Estus shard, which allows us to add extra charges to our Estus flask. And then underneath this catacomb here is a Titanite shard, which clears out everything in this room, on this floor of that room. So let's go back up the stairs. And before leaving entirely, if you look here, there's some debris that you can crush through and walk all the way down this balcony to get another item. And before we leave permanently, there's one thing left when you can roll through this debris all to the next level to get a chest, which contains an Astora straight sword, which is another very good early game weapon once you upgrade it. You can drop down, and now we can leave for good. So either use a homeward bone to get back to the original bonfire, or if you want to save those, because you can sell them for money, or souls any, we can just walk all the way back. But we're walking all the way back to the tower bonfire that we started from. But in the tower, you can drop down this hole right here, but be careful of a spear-wielding hollow directly underneath us. Sneaky guy. He should be killed if you've been following along. Or we could have taken this ladder down. Either way. But once you get down here, you can go through this doorway. The gate behind us over there is currently locked. And in this room, you can see his head poking out from behind the barrels there. There's a hollow that's going to hurl firebombs at you, which is particularly dangerous in this room because all the barrels are filled with gunpowder. So what you want to do is either rush him, or you can bait him into throwing it and then dodge roll straight towards him. And just to show you the timing, lock on, and now. And now we can get this item in the corner. throwing knives, which are nice. It's nice to pull one enemy away from a group. Before getting that item, there is a hollow on the left here, against the wall, who will ambush you if you're not paying attention. Get another weapon. Come down these stairs, and we find a cell, which is perfect considering we just picked up a cell key. Let's open it and talk to this gentleman here.
Ah, no, you below. Not then, please. I'll be after you.
He asks a favor, so grant his request.
Very well. I am. Do you?
And you get one of the many rings that you're going to need for the achievement of acquiring all rings. That is the +1 hardest achievement in the game, or at least the lengthiest, and the one that requires 3 playthroughs. There are some rings that can only be acquired in New Game Plus Plus, so you have to do at least 3 playthroughs of this game. Okay. With that done, let's take a brief recess and travel back to Firelink Shrine. Turn back the way you came, climb up the ladder. Ow. Climb up the steps. Leave the other side of the tower and climb up those steps to get back to the bonfire. And we're gonna talk to Grey Rat, which was the man we just freed, and upgrade our Estus flask. So if we come this way and turn left and go down the stairs, we find our friendly thief.
Oh, hell, and in one piece. What? Just
who can buy and sell items from. He's got some nice things. The things we're going to be interested in is this long sword and this light crossbow. But we're not going to buy those quite yet. Right now we're saving up for a weapon known as the Dark Hand.
goodbye. Oh, this...
which costs 12,000 souls.
Just good.
In the meantime, let's reinforce our Estus flask. You can feel free to change your allotment if you want. I always like to get the Estus flasks up to an even number, and then the Ashen Estus to half of that. So, for example, I'm going to get this to 4, and then I'm going to get the Ashen Estus flask to 2. Then I'm going to get the regular Estus flask to 6, and then Ashen to 3. So on and so forth.
Be careful.
Don't want to do anything with our weapons just yet. Don't want to do any leveling up. Again, we're saving up for 12,000 souls. We just came here to upgrade the Estus flask. So now we can travel back to the tower. And we're going to take on the Winged Knight in the courtyard. So, let's go all the way back down to that room that had the spear-wielding Lothric Knight in it. This game gets much easier once you have a 100% damage reduction shield. now this gives me a chance to show you what rushing the pus of man looks like. You just hold run up to the left, lock onto the middle guy, just start swinging. And if you're lucky, you can get him before he transforms. Take care of everybody for some free souls. Climb down the ladder and take on those hollows again. Woohoo! Dodge. There we go, did it right this time. And I forgot to grab this item last time. But you get some fire bombs. Ooh, and this guy dropped some things. Ooh. So we can descend this ladder. I was actually extremely fortunate because now I don't have to buy the light crossbow off of Grey Rat later. But I'll show you that when we get to that point anyway, and expect you to do so if you did not get one to drop. A man climbs over the edge, and another one wakes up. Ow. Take care of both of them. And now we're going to tackle the Winged Knight. Before we do that, though, there's one hollow in this courtyard that's sitting on the ground that we want to take care of first, because you do not want him getting in the way. Whoops. So, wait for the Winged Knight to kind of start walking away. And then we're going to go left. Wait until he's on the other side of the fountain. We're going to drop down here. And at the end of this little ravine is a hollow sitting against the wall. And a rapier. The Winged Knights can be difficult because they take a lot of damage, deal a lot of damage, and have a crazy amount of range. So you want to stick to your fireballs, and when he starts to get close, back away. See? The biggest thing we want to watch out for is he has a spinning attack that goes like all the way across the screen. Here it is. Yeah, that just keeps coming. It tears through your stamina if you get caught in it. But with a few fireballs, you should be able to take care of them. Just stay back. That's going to be the strategy for any difficult enemy. Around the fountain here is not one, but two embers. There's another one over here. With them out of the way, we can leave the courtyard this way. And just to your right is a hollow waiting to shoot arrows at you. So walk up this way and take care of him, and then immediately turn around because there's another hollow behind that wall waiting to ambush you. So take care of him. With those gentlemen gone, let's head up the stairs. And we're going to take a right and a U-turn and come up these stairs to get an item. And we're going to get this item, which is another one of the many rings we need, which require you to do a large jump off of this roof to get to that awning. So, you want to come here, you want to run at an angle, and click the left stick as late as possible. See if I can do it first try. Yes. You gotta land right on the corner there. If you're having trouble, you'll fall right down to the courtyard, and you can just climb back up and try again. Be careful though, if your health goes down below half, you want to heal up, because if you miss and fall down to the ground, you're going to take a good chunk of fall damage. And if you're having trouble, you can try taking off your items and armor, which will make you lighter and let you jump farther. If you make it to the top, you get a Ring of Sacrifice, which you can equip if you like. When you die, if you have a Ring of Sacrifice on, then you don't lose any of your souls. You just lose the ring instead. The ring will shatter, but you'll keep your souls. I suggest not doing that because you have to have the ring in your inventory to get the achievement. Now, there are other rings of sacrifice later in the game, I think there's 3 total without buying any. You can also buy them. Just make sure you don't go through too many of them. Okay, well with that done, I can actually equip the ring I got from Grey Rat, which I forgot to do. Have I gotten any armor? Well, I did get a steel soldier helm, which has better physical damage absorption. It's worse everywhere else, but this first starting area doesn't have a lot of magic, fire, lightning, or dark damage. So I like to just focus on the physical. Notice the number in the top right corner changes when I change gear, your equipment load, and your weight ratio. The only thing we're keen on is that the weight ratio stays below 70%. So we're trying to get our weight ratio to be as close to 69.9% as possible, so that we can max out on the strength of our armor. I think that's all we need for right now. So, now let's come up here, back up the stairs, and continue straight. I'll go ahead and heal up while I'm at it. Where there's another hollow walking around. Take care of that guy. But be careful, because not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 hollows are gonna jump over the edge once you approach this corner. And they're very easy. It's very easy for them to gang up on you. So take your shots wisely. And with your wide arc, as you can tell, you can get multiple in 1 hit. And they only take 1 hit before they go down. To the right of where you came in is a green blossom, 3 green blossoms, which temporarily increase your stamina recovery. And then if you go straight, you get an elevator. A very nice elevator, because this will lead to a shortcut to the very first bonfire of the area. The one you teleported to when you first arrived. This leads straight to this area, which has an axe wielder coming out. Ooh, and a guy on the ground that will attack. Okay, let's remain calm. Heal up. Got rid of him. Let's take care of you. And he dropped some firebombs. And on this corpse right here is another soul. And if you come up here, this is the alleyway that had the dogs, and there's the archer that shoots from above. And on that tower right there is the bonfire itself. Before I use that though, there's another item at the back of the elevator. And there's a couple of more things I want to do. Let's head down, let's heal up. Let's use my Ashen Estus Flask. And let's come back down to where we first exited the courtyard to find an item. And if we use an Ember right here from our inventory, Ember also fully heals you along with increasing your max health. But most importantly is it unveils any NPC summon signs, which you can use to get some help. So let's summon Albert to help us kill these last few enemies. It's 4 total. And then we're going to return to Firelink Shrine. Come down these stairs, and there's 2 Lothric Knights pacing back and forth. So you want to make sure you pull them one at a time. And you want to let Albert do most of the work. See, Albert's going to pull the other knight. You can use this opportunity to get behind your enemies good hits in and just tear through people. Alright, with them out of the way, you've got options. We can go down the right to the boss area, forward to another knight, and to the left for another knight, and this important area. Instead, first go forward, and up on this bridge, pull this guy, and then back up so that Albert can get in. Come on, Albert, take him off me. There we go. You're not helping much back there. But up here, there's a lucerne, which is like a halberd type weapon with a hammer instead of a blade. You come down, and now we're back on the bridge that the two Lothric knights were patrolling. And if you go straight forward, you have a very difficult blue Lothric knight. So we want to try to sneak up behind him, which is difficult with Albert because he'll just rush in. If he does, and you can't get the critical attack off, then switch over to your fireball. That's what we're going to be using. Oh gosh. He likes to enchant his sword. Just stay far away from him. Let Albert do most of the grunt work, while you stand back and pepper him. Nice. And when he dies, you get a refined gem, which is also used for infusion. And then with that, we can enter this chapel here. Walk all the way to the other end to find an NPC.
I am allowed they have to their head for.
She gives you a small Lothric banner, which you need to progress the game, so make sure we come in here to talk to her. And if you talk to her again, you get your first covenant. The covenants are mostly used for online play, but most importantly for us, there's an achievement for each one. So you have to make sure we find all of them, and I'll be showing you how to do just that. You can talk to her again, but she doesn't say anything important. Gives you a hint at as to the boss to come. So, with all that gone, we're going to use a homeward bone to go back to the shrine bonfire. Oh yeah, but you can't do that when you have a summons. So what you have to do is use a black separation crystal and banish Lion Knight Albert. Don't worry, we're going to get him back in just a second. Now we can use our homeward bone to go back to the shrine bonfire. And notice I have 13,000 souls right now. You may have a little bit less. I've died a couple of times already and gotten some extra souls on my way back. But we want to keep over 12,000. So if you want, you can spend however many to keep you above that number on levels or anything you want. You can talk to the Shrine Handmaiden and sell the clumps of souls you have. But all we wanted to do was return here, and we're gonna climb up behind the thrones. And on the other side of the main one is an NPC called Leonard.
Authentic.
It gives you 5 cracked red eye orbs, which you can use to invade other people's worlds in online play.
Use them to. What else? Pillage. What else?
Again, you can keep talking, but you exhaust all his dialogue. And then we're gonna take on that other NPC I warned you about at the very first visit to this shrine, who you can get to by coming out, curving to the right, heading up these stairs, and when you turn around there's some hollows behind you. We want to take care of them first. And now we have much better equipment. We've got some extra health, so it's a little bit easier to take on the Sword Master. So slowly walk up, and we're gonna try to pelt him with fireballs that he can dodge sometimes. Just keep at him and try to keep your distance. Again, this is gonna be most fights for the time being. Come on. There we go. If you run out of FP, use your Ashen Estus Flask. Just be careful because he hits for a lot of damage. Oop. Just keep kiting him. If you run out of FP entirely, just switch to your Battle Axe and do your best to block an attack. But if you take care of him, you get his attire and the Uchi Katana, which is very good if you are a dexterity build. Then we're gonna go back the way we came and travel back to the high wall of Lothric. The reason we want to do this now is because if you kill him in the Firelink Shrine, then you can actually get his summon sign to appear before this first boss. And I'm actually going to go ahead and use some of my souls while I'm here. Let's sell the ones I have. We are never going to use these cracked red eye orbs, me personally. Keep them if you think you're going to invade other people's worlds. It's an easier, or it's a quicker way to get some of the Covenant items that you need to get all of the collectibles for all of the achievements. But you can farm any of those Covenant items offline, which is what we're going to be doing. I find PvP to be extremely difficult, and if you've never played this game before, then so will you. So instead, I like to do it the, yes, longer, but much easier way. And as such, we're not going to need any cracked red eye orbs. So get rid of those. We're also not going to need binoculars. I'm going to keep the undead hunter charms for now. I'm probably not going to use them, but you never know. Same for the gold pine resin. Green blossoms I think we can get rid of. Throwing knives we can get rid of. You can get rid of all but one of your fire bombs if you want, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I got one in the bank, so let's sell those. And make sure you keep one black fire bomb. And keep all your embers. Those are important. Now, as for this stuff, we only need to do one infusion for each type. So if you ever get a double of anything, like I have 2 raw gems, you can sell one. Let's see, what else is there? Let's keep all of our weapons for right now, because we want to do one of each type of infusion. You never know how many, I don't remember how many of those I need. So I'm going to keep all my weapons for now. And I like to keep all my armor because, again, some are better than others. Like the Master's Attire, Master's Gloves has terrible physical absorption, but it's got better poison and curse resistance and bleed resistance. So you never know. So keep all that. Keep all the rings. Okay.
Ashen 1.
So I got 6,835
Welcome
souls to
home.
spare.
Speak very well. Then touch the
After you get 18 vigor, then we want to work towards getting 15 intelligence and 15 faith, which is real easy. You just go 1 and 1. After that, you want to work towards getting 18 attunement. So, pyromancy scales with both intelligence and faith. So we want to get these evenly spaced, and we want to get them all the way up to 40 until we start getting diminishing returns. 40 is the soft cap for most of these attributes. And then attunement gives us more FP and extra spell slots, so we can attune more spells. 18 is the next level. Oop, that's too many. Yeah, I want to keep above 12,000. 18 will net us, I think, 2 spell slots. No, 14 gets you 2 spell slots, and then 18 gets you 3. Okay. So with that done,
farewell, Ash. May the
let's travel this time back to the high wall of Lothric, now that we opened up that shortcut. And then turn around. Kill the crossbow wielder that likes to ambush you. And we can drop down and wait for the dogs to come to you. Be patient. This is a game of patience. Now when you hit these guys, they like to get knocked back quite a ways, so chase after them to get that second hit in. Take care of this guy. And then we can take care of the axe wielder. Come down these stairs. You can get to the elevator without waking up this guy, but he's pretty easy to take care of. So it's nice to get some free souls, and he dropped a longsword. And I'm getting lucky. That's another item I don't have to buy from Grey Rat. If the elevator's not here, make sure you're careful. A lot of deaths occur from people who just tally-ho straight into elevators that aren't on the right floor and fall to their deaths. Now all the enemies have respawned, so be careful of the hollow over here and the four that are going to climb over the wall. Again, be very careful with those guys. I know they die in one hit, but it's very easy to get stun locked by them, and then you just die. Remember, the archer's back at the top of these stairs. And the ambusher's coming back. You should still be embered. If you're not, ember up right here. And we're gonna summon Albert again. But instead of fighting those Lothric knights again down by the walkway. Let's start heading back the way you came, but we're going to go to the left of the stairs we came down, and we're going to drop down one of these two archways. Make sure Albert follows you. And then we can drop right down on top of another archer right here. And then we can come down here to two spear-wielding hollows, which, if you're good at kicking, are very easy to take care of. You kick their shields down and then get a critical strike in right on their faces. Ooh, and we got a spear. And right here we have the Master's Summon sign. A word of warning about summoning NPCs for boss fights, which is what we're about to encounter. For each NPC you summon, it increases the boss's maximum health. I find it best... Now this boss is very easy, so it doesn't really matter, but there are some bosses where I'm actually going to want to just summon one person, because when you summon two, then it actually makes their health so ridiculously high that it's not worth the second person. The first person is always worth it because it's very nice to have kind of a extra body there to distract the boss, and then you can just pelt them with fireballs from a distance. So one NPC is always worth it. Sometimes though, two is not. Speaking of fireballs, go ahead and prep that up and run all the way across to this door for a cutscene. Fight Vordt of the Boreal Valley. He's got a large hammer that he likes to swing, but his attacks are very slow and easy to read. And with the two summons, it's very easy for him to get distracted with them. And you can just stand back and help him. Sometimes it's easy to miss though. Keep your shield up if he gets close. He also deals a new mechanic to the Dark Souls series called Frostbite. If you get frostbitten, it's kind of like Bleed in that you get a big chunk of damage dealt to you when the Frostbite gauge fills up. But also, it will reduce your stamina recovery speed while you are frostbitten. Now when you get him to health, he'll do this move where he rushes back and forth 3 times. Occasionally breathe frostbite all in a big arc. Just get behind them, start hitting them. Yeah, see there, frostbite. Now the amount of damage you take from frostbite is not nearly as bad as bleed. Bleed can sometimes kill you with one hit. Frostbite doesn't do nearly that much damage. But it has that added deficit of stamina recovery speed reduction. Yeah, just keep your distance up. If he's obviously paying attention to you, keep your shield up. Breathe ice. Around them. Somebody died? Yeah, look, the Swordmaster fell. And there we go. You get the soul of Vordt of the Boreal Valley. You get an achievement. You get a bonfire. You get about 3,000 souls. You can rest if you need to. And then the door finally opens. So let's come out. And you will get a prompt as you approach this dead end to raise the banner that Emma gave you. So hit A for a cutscene. After the cutscene, you will be teleported to the undead settlement and to another bonfire. So light that up. Again, rest if you need to. before we head back to transfer in these souls, there's something I want to do. Come down the stairs and go to the other side of these ramparts for a little pill with an item. Go back. And go get some more stairs. As you come down, you'll see this gate at the far end open up. And 3 dogs will be sicked on these poor, unsuspecting hollows. Wait for the dogs to do their business. Keep your shield up though, because they can see you sometimes. When they finish, just hoping I wouldn't get both of them. If you do, just take your time. Take shots when you can. And with them all gone, we can open up the gate with the lever right next to us. Before we do that though, there's some secrets at the far end of this bridge that I want to do. On the other end of this overturned wagon, there's actually 2 more dogs that are waiting to ambush you. So turn the tables by coming around to the back, and then you can take care of them. And loot the alluring skull that they were munching on. Those are used to draw enemies away from groups. We're not going to be using any of them though. So in this strange area on the left in the corner is some homeward bones, which are always nice. But most importantly, to this end we have one that's still moving that you can talk to. Make sure you talk to this guy. There are 3 endings in Dark Souls 3, and there's an achievement for each one. This is another reason why we need to do 3 playthroughs. The first of which involves this gentleman right here. So make sure you do not miss this guy.
Oh, that should be. I have some perhaps. I was.
Accept his service, and he will transport to Firelink Shrine. You can either use a homeward bone to get to Firelink, but I like to save mine wherever possible. So instead, I'm going to activate the next bonfire, which is just on the other side of this gate. Pull the lever, it'll open the gate, and there's a hollow. These are known as undead workers. They're a little bit stronger than your average hollow. So take him out and activate the next bonfire. And now we're going to head back to Firelink Shrine and take care of some business with the fellow we just talked to. We will accomplish all of that next time though, so until then, stay safe.